Alright guys, god damn, alright, it's taken me a while to set this all up so I can be comfortable. What's up guys, it's Coach Naka here. It's been a while since I've dropped one of these. It seemed a lot easier at the time when I said I'm going to start my own podcast, but as much as I love doing it, you need to find the time. And as much as all these great topics go through my head during the week, I just don't have enough time. So I'm in the gym, I'm in the office. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to bang one out before the year ends. So I'm doing it from the gym. So sorry about the background noise. It's quite quiet today. It's Christmas Eve, by the way. So Merry Christmas to everyone around the world. If you're listening or if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoy the festive time with friends and family. So this will be episode 3. So I've only done 2 episodes. Both started out on mental health. I got a great response to the second one I put out on my own. My objective is to get guests on, but obviously being a quiet time of the year, Christmas time, a lot of people have flown out, so hopefully by January I can get a few guests on talking about different topics and not just keeping it based on life, but just everything. I'd like to shoot the shit with everyone and talk about topics regards to everything, right? So anyway, so today's one, this has been going through my head for the last bloody 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe, but it's something I always sort of hear or have just recently gone through myself. So today's topic is about disappointment and sort of expectations. Disappointment and expectations, and what I mean by that is, how do we deal with disappointment? How have we dealt with disappointment in the past? And what are the expectations that some people have in regards to life, in regards to just in general different topics. So I'll start with myself. Obviously, I don't know if a lot of you know, but I was meant to travel on the 17th of December, which is my birthday. I was meant to travel on my birthday. I haven't travelled in 2 years. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to treat myself to a trip at the end of the year. It was a break that I needed from this place after 2 years of work and, your ups and downs and whatnot. Everyone goes through them. But, more just to get away from Dubai, work-related. I'm done, even now sitting here, I'm done motivating. I'm done trying to just give. And I just needed that break to myself in a different city, in a city there I could just sort of just switch off from the gym, switch off from fitness, switch off from just, life in Dubai. So I was meant to go to New York on the 17th. I ran into a bit of problems, probably a week out from that trip. Everything was booked, everything was paid for. Long story short, I had a few visa issues on this end. Nothing serious, but things that didn't allow me to travel when I wanted to. So I was only going to go for 10 days. The matter that's getting sorted right now has taken longer than my initial travel plans, so I scrapped the trip. I sort of got my money back for the flights, and I've decided to stay here for December and just continue working through, which is alright. I mean, I don't mind. I was disappointed, yes. Obviously the first couple of days sucked, especially on my birthday. I was like, fuck, I'm meant to be on a plane. I'd already I'd already switched off from work, which sort of sucked a week or 2 out. So I was just really pumped. And then obviously being told I can't travel sort of sucked, you know what I mean? But my point being is that how did I get over that? I mean, a lot of people can cry about it and play victim, but that doesn't really get you anywhere. I sort of just went, okay, it took me a day or two to accept it. Woke up on my birthday, fucking came to work, which was shit, but it was what it was, you know what I mean? And luckily I've got a good circle of people around me, members, clients and stuff like that, sort of, sympathised, but obviously just wanted to get on with it, and which I love that attitude. As much as I went home on my birthday and went, fuck these people are selfish. Take, and what about my problems? But it took me that night to go, you know what, fuck it, my problems are mine. And I went through this in the last episode on mental health, is that it was great to talk about what happened, but people will only sympathise to a certain level, a certain amount. Like, what are they meant to do? Like, oh, poor you, can't travel. All right, well, let's get on with it. And that's what I needed to do. I needed to go, fuck it, I can't travel. Hit the situation on the head, get that sorted, and then you're able to travel in January, whenever, next year, 2020. So that's what I did. The 18th came around and I got back in. I went, you know what, work mode on, get the issue solved, and let's move on, let's move forward. Travel plans can wait. I'll do it next year when everything's sorted. Okay, so that was me just going. I was, again, disappointed at the fact that I couldn't travel, but at the same time I went, the solution needs to be something that needs to be taken and hit on the head. So I needed to find the solution for that issue and the problem. Now, my point being is that I think a lot of people don't do this. They stew in the problem, they have the cloud over their head, and this honestly dictates how they live their life. I know it's easier said than done, but I think a lot of people need to break down that problem, find the solution, and then you move forward. And I'm only speaking on Dubai, but I've got a lot of friends. I've got friends back in Australia going through different things, and I think I try to give that advice as well, is that break the problem down and step by step find a solution, because you're not going to find the overall solution straight away. It doesn't work like that, and you're more than likely to break down in the process. So that's what I did. I went, okay, we ain't traveling. Let's, meet with the right people, find out what we need to do to clear this situation, get it done, and then we move on. Okay, as much as it stings me being here for Christmas, but whatever, it is what it is, and you can't cry over spilt milk. Let's just get a solution and move forward. Now, as I said, going back to people stewing on problems and why they do it, I think a lot of people, and this will lead a good segue into expectations, is I think a lot of people expect people to sympathise with their problems. And your friends probably will to a point, but it's going to be to a point, because everybody's got their own issues. Everybody's got problems with work, money, personal lifestyle, whatever it is, but everyone has problems in their life. So you're only going to get the amount of sympathy that was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear you can't travel, and let's move on. And if you're the type of person who sits there and goes, well, fuck, hang on, like, I want more than that, like, what more do you want? Whatever they say ain't going to help the situation. You're the person that needs to fix it. You're the person that lays with that needs to change. Change meaning that you either find that problem, hit it on the head, and get through it that way, or you get that cloud over your head and you just dwell on it, which is no fucking point for anyone, really. Especially for you guys here in Dubai running your own businesses or trying to be like an entrepreneur, is that there's no time for that. You have to literally be strong enough in your head to go, okay, done, let's move on. And I'm not saying don't fix it, absolutely address the situations, but don't ignore them and don't let them consume you, because it's when shit like that consumes you, it has a snowball effect, you know what I mean? And my situation as well wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad to a point where I thought things could have been a lot worse. Okay, so you got to also dissect that and go, I could be in a worse situation. Now, on the back of this is that expectations. Now, leading into this, like, I train a lot of mums and dads, and I hear stories about their kids, and obviously I train kids as well, so I'm going to go on Dubai standards and not the rest of the world, because I've lived here for a massive portion of my adult life. So let's just hit it on the head with Dubai. expectations, and this goes to the adults, but let's start with the kids. So we'll go with the schools first. Now, a lot of these parents spend a shit ton of money to send their kids to school. Okay, so if you got 1, 2, 3 kids, I know that you're breaking the bank just to put them in a school, let alone buy them the iPads and this, that to go with it. Let's just go the school. Now, I've had this come across the desk a lot this year as the kids get older and they're trying to make sporting teams and whatnot. The kids, for some reason in this society in Dubai, have this expectation that because they feel or think that mum and dad have money and they're sending them to these great schools, that the expectation is they don't really need to work hard to make, say, a sporting team or make a drama class. It should be a given. And then on the back of that, with that attitude from the kids, when the kid doesn't make the sporting team or the class that they want, the parents go and fight that case and say, why isn't my kid in this team, in this class? I'm paying the money. They should do that. Now, this whole attitude is so fucked because it stems, obviously, as I said, from the adults all the way down to the children. Now, I'll go back into the relation of what I do as a job and have done for the whole 14 years of living here, is that just because you pay a gym membership or a personal trainer does not mean that your results are a given. Now, I won't lie about it, I've heard so many times people will give up 2 or 3 months into a fitness journey and they'll say, oh, it's just not working for me. Well, let's go back to why the fuck it isn't working for you. And I was going through this morning with my 8 o'clock group. I was like, it all falls on the individual, and the individual 90% of the time has fuck all discipline. That's the key word, discipline. Now, as a father, mother, whatever, sister, brother, if you don't have that discipline and that right attitude, how do you think your kids are seeing that? So the expectations for me to walk into a place and go, oh, I should have that seat just because I paid, or I should be getting these results from my personal trainer because I've paid you money. No, well, it's up to the individual to put in that effort and have that discipline to stick to certain rules, certain protocols, whatever the journey is and whatever the outcome may be. This doesn't happen in this city. Like, it's probably 5 to 10% of people who actually have discipline. The rest think it's a given. Now, let's go back to why I opened up this topic, is that I've heard with the kids, I've heard so many people or so many parents say, oh, my kid didn't make this team, and I'm disappointed at the school, I'm disappointed at the coaches. That, I'm a coach myself. I've got to be critical, and anybody who knows me, I'm fucking black and white when it comes to coaching. Like, you either got it or you don't, and if you don't, work harder to get it. Simple as that. That is the main, they're the main words I would use to anybody, right? Now, things aren't given, they're earned. And just like when I was younger, I don't see, or very rarely I see, let's just take, I'm not picking on anyone right now, let's take if I had a son, 7 or 8 years old, Dad, I want to go and play rugby. Cool. So we put him into the local teams, and he's doing the training twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever. But he's just not getting, okay? Remember, team sports are, you got 13, 14, 15 kids at one time, so you got 1 or 2 coaches just coaching them the basics. Now, back in the day, for me to get good at any of the sports I played, I was doing my extras, but my extras as a kid were fun. My dad would come home after work and, kick the ball with me or pass the ball, and they're honing those skills, those motor skills that are needed to get better. Now, parents out here think, oh, just because I'm paying certain rugby clubs or certain coaches, my kids just out of 2 days a week should be getting better. Well, here's the fucking reality. They're not going to, because living in a place like this they aren't able to just pick up life motor skills as it is. They can't go and ride their bike through the local, bush or bike track and have a fall and get up. They can't do that, They can't go with their mates down the local park and kick a footy, because that builds motor skills. That builds character. Climb a tree, fucking fall out of the tree, break your arm, break your leg. This shit builds character, and this builds as kids. Once they do that, they know, okay, that was the wrong way to do it, that's the right way to do it, or I've got the broken arm. From this, I'm going to get better because I ain't going to do that again. I'm going to do it a better way. So I feel, and this is not to take a shot at Dubai, I'm not doing that at all. I'm taking a shot at the fucking parents out here because it starts with them. And I see the same thing carry over when I'm training these parents in the gym, that they have the same attitude. They're not walking through the door to say, I'm here to fucking earn my results. It's more like, I'm here because I've paid and it should be given. That's fucked. I could take money all day and just go, yeah, come in. I'm not like that. I can't do that. I can't do this for 10 hours a day, 11 hours a day, dealing with that shit. And I won't. So, I know there's a lot of coaches who do. I don't know how you guys do it. Not after this long. I will be prepared to tell someone to eat a dick for their, 3,000 dirhams a month and take it, get back out the door. I don't want to see you if you're not going to put in effort. I'm going to train the person that, gives me 100%, 80% effort for 30 minutes and telling me that's all I can do because they want it, rather than train someone for an hour and they just have this cruisy, casual attitude. I don't want to train those people. And after this long in the industry, I have a really good stable of members that I do train, and they get it. We all go through ups and downs, as I said, in our lives. It's not always going to be 100%, but more of the time, these are the people who are turning up through this gym door. They're going after it. So going back to expectations now, I do feel, is this a thing now in the culture in 2019, going into a new decade, 2020? Is this something that our kids are grasping, that things don't have to be worked for anymore? They should be given because, I went through my studies, got to the other side, and give me a job. Because I also feel like that's a thing. What are we setting our kids up for? Because more of the, they aren't used to failure. They're not used to the no's. Are they going to go to job interviews and the first 5 interviews they go to, not good enough, you don't have the qualities that we're looking for? How do they react? Do they go into a depression? Because everybody is fast to go, I'm depressed and that's why I can't work. Or are they going to go, well, how do I better myself from this situation? What can I do to make myself stand out? And again, not taking a shot at the parents, but it starts with them. If you're not building character in your kids, that means they're not building character in themselves. Now, not to get too personal in a situation that I've just been recently, put into, but what I've been facing with someone that I know, and I said this to him. I was quite vocal on this last Thursday. Is that your kids are a direct reflection on you as a parent. Now, at 35, I say and do shit that I remind. I'm like, oh fuck, that sounds like dad, or that sounds like mum. That's something mum would do. That's something dad would do. Like, literally could be a carbon copy, and it jolts my memory. I'm like, holy shit, I'm turning into my dad or something like that, which is not a bad thing, but they're direct traits of what dad would have done somewhere along his life that I had seen, because kids are sponges, right? Now, the comment I made to this person was, don't let your kids think it's okay to be treated the way you are right now. Again, I'm not going to go into the story, I'm not going to get personal, but I said that once they're of an age, 18, 20, 25, and they start dating, do you want them to go, oh, it's okay to be treated like that because I saw my parents or my parent being treated this way? Now, that really hit hard with her. I could tell when I said it. It sort of threw her back, and I said, look, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but I just want you to realise is that this is the reality, and this is what's going to come back to your kids. Oh yeah, so and so parent was getting treated like this, and that's okay. It's not okay. I need parents, if you're watching this, young parents especially. A lot of my friends are young parents, and this is something my dad back in the day said. Be the man that you'd want your daughter to date. And I know that's a fucking a cliche quote, but it's so true, because as a boy, I definitely wasn't that guy. As I turn into a man and as I mature more, I feel like I'm turning into that person. You know what I mean? Half the shit I'd done when I was younger, I would have blown the kid's head off with a shotgun. No bullshit. But at the same time is that you mature and you learn from mistakes, and hopefully you go the right way. So going back to expectations, is that parents need to set standards, but parents need to have that attitude as well. It's not just about setting standards. You need to want to earn what you do. I know a lot of you guys work hard. That's great, and that's great. But what life lessons are you teaching your kids, or even yourself? Just because you go and work hard for somebody, earn great cash, doesn't mean life lessons are with it. And that's what I'm scared about in this region. Kids growing up, because there's no fucking reality. There's no sense of reality. Are they going to go to other parts of the world and go, oh, I've done my studies, I deserve this job? Well, fuck, you don't, because there's 20 other people in line for the same job. So what makes you stand out? What character do you have that stands out from that girl or guy? So that's the sort of little topic I wanted to go on. I'd love to have this like question and answer, or like people give me their thoughts on what they think. Are we going into a dangerous area in this new decade where kids are very, I don't want to say soft, because that's okay to be, but is there reasons for not achieving? And I feel like that's what's happening. Like, kids don't need to go and try their hardest. And look, again, there's going to be kids who are different and that whatever, but let's not talk about them. There's always going to be the ones that get it. But I'm talking about this region. I'm talking about maybe back home as well, in Australia. But what are we setting our children up for? What are we setting the youth up for? That they should expect to have an achievement? Good example. So let's run a 1 kilometer race. 10 to 13 year olds. Cool. Everyone gets a participation award. Now, back in the day, there was no such thing as that. Great. Pat on the back that you completed it, but that's all you're getting. The 3 guys or girls that won the bloody thing, they're the ones getting the awards and accolades and the trophies. They're the ones who should, because they worked their asses off to get across that line the fastest. Now it's like, oh well, you've completed it, here's a medal, here's a ribbon. Fucking hell. That's because you've paid to get in there. You've paid a fee for those medals. You basically paid to get a medal put around you. You didn't really need to run it. So what's the fucking point? What's the point of trying? If you just want awards and pats on the back for just showing up, that's the way we're going in life. And it's fucked, because it has a knock-on effect from this generation, which is like my age, down to the kids. You know what I mean? Just because we showed up, we've done enough. And I think, this really needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be set straight. Like, I don't want to ever pick on parenting. I'm not a parent. I don't know how hard it is. But I do see a lot of my parents, and it's a tough gig. I get it. But the way we're all acting in terms of like this, we deserve, and we didn't really work our hardest to be here, is going to have this effect, and your kids are going to soak it up. and that's the kind of character they're going to carry through their lives. So yeah, I just want to, as I said, it wasn't, this topic has been brewing in my head for a couple of weeks now. I just wanted to talk about it because it's a reality, man. I meet kids 13, 14 that I was training for the sevens, and just their attitudes were, we expect to make the first, in meaning the first team. I'm like, well, what are you doing? You've come to me 2-3 weeks out from a sevens competition, and I don't want to make it about sport, right? But that's not good enough. These 3 weeks ain't going to do shit for you. I can critically assess you and put doubt in your head, but I don't want to do that to a young kid as well, because I'm like, well, the competition's a couple of weeks out. Fuck it. I'll we'll do our best, but I'm also not going to blow smoke up their ass. So I'm like, if you can make the team, then yeah, you can, but you should have been in here 6 months ago working for this, not just 3 weeks out from a competition. And that's the kind of thing that annoys me. Kids aren't picking up discipline anymore. Discipline doesn't exist. And if it does exist, it's only for a short time. They phase in and out because mum and dad will let them phase in and out. Don't send your kids to people like me, and there's other coaches in this city who will agree, to discipline your kids. It's not our job. I'll tell them they're a little prick. I will make them cry, not because I'm being mean, because they're got no discipline, they've got no character, they're just weak attitudes that they have. So when someone can't complete something, not for time, not for because it's hard, fucking complete it, or show me that you really wanted to complete it. And as a coach, as a human, I'm like, that's the kind of character you want. You may not have completed it today, but I'm pretty sure you'll come back and you will complete it, because that's the attitude I want to see, or people in general want to see. So it's this no defeat mentality, you know what I mean? So let's open it up, guys. I'd love to see some questions under this. Fuck, that 27 minutes went real fast, but we'll leave it there. I think it's a good little topic to talk about. Parents, please feel free to comment underneath. As I said, it's not a shot at you guys. It's just an assessment that I, as a coach, have made in the last 14 years. Let's say, living here in Dubai. So I get it. I don't get it as a parent. It's hard. I'm not trying to criticize that part of it. I'm criticizing what character building are we doing for our future, our youth, and it does all stem at the top with the parents, because your kids are a sponge. They will soak everything up, and if they think it's all right to just cruise in life, then that's what they're going to do, and they're going to be faced with disappointment. They're going to be faced with no's, and then how do they handle that? How do they handle disappointment in their life? So love to open the questions up and see what everyone's got to say. But guys, just again, Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you guys enjoy these kinds of podcasts. We don't want to make them too long. As of January, I want to get a few guests on. So if you want to be a guest, fucking shout out, reach out on my Instagram or whatever. If you know me here in Dubai, reach out. And I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about real shit like this, because this matters. I want to keep it sort of away from fitness, but having that crossover as well. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I don't know if I'll be able to put one out before the New Year, but if I can, I will. This is going to be season 1, episode 3, the ONETRIBE Podcast. Coach Naka, Naka's Noise. And guys, thanks for your time. Thanks for a massive year, 2019. It's been good. I hope you've had a good one. Guys, one thing I had on my Instagram, I'm just going to put it on the end of this, is that spare a thought for everyone doing it tough over this time of year. People with no family, people, struggling financially, mentally, and all that. So if you know anybody, give them a text, give them a call. Small donations to charities, whatever it is, these guys need it. My Aussie counterparts, guys, Australia's doing it tough now with the fires. New South Wales, anyone from New South Wales, let's donate. Let's $50, $20. It all goes somewhere. So there's a shitload of charities you can do that. So let's make it happen. Let's make a difference, and that's what I want. I want I want people to make a difference in 2020, even if it's starting with yourself. Okay, guys? So, yep, love you, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you soon.